Good evening. I am your host. I'm Charlie, and this is James. And today we're going to review a movie called The Dream Team, starring Christopher Lloyd, Michael Keaton, Peter Boyle, and some other dude, the guy from Animal House. This is episode 7 of my movie reviews, and this we just watched actually, and it was a life-affirming and reaffirming situation.
Feel-good movie.
Yes, it changed my life. Well, not really, but it was interesting. And it was directed by somebody's Zwift.
Stephen First was the other dude.
Stephen First, yeah,
Stephen Howard Ziff film.
Howard Ziff, who I think was involved with Perfect Strangers, if I'm not mistaken. And the
was that
TV series.
Was that the one with Balky? Okay.
Yes, Balky. And let's see. Off the top of my head, I enjoyed. I think Christopher Lloyd's performance was the best for me. He plays a paranoid schizophrenic who thinks he's a doctor, who has OCD and is extremely organized, and he alienates two guys at a bar and they throw him out. Great scene. James?
But what I loved, as I was telling Charlie earlier, what I loved about this movie was the interaction between the main characters and the extras. All four of the main characters, they really played kind of cliched, unrealistic characters. I mean, they were not like real men. They were mental patients, but they weren't realistic. They were like cartoon characters almost.
Yeah,
all four of them. So it was like the main characters were playing the funny guy part of the comedy duo, and all the extras in the movie, the really minor characters, they were playing the straight man role. And so some of the really good laughs in this movie come once they get out into the city and they start interacting with people. And even though the main characters, they were funny, they weren't believable. You just kind of took it to, oh, this is a comedy about escaped mental patients. But all the extras, and not counting the major minor characters like the real doctor or the crooked cops, they were characters also. The minor characters, like extras, the people walking on the street, the guys sitting next to Christopher Lloyd in the bar, the guys in the gospel church, they were playing it really straight, and they really seemed like that everybody, all the extras were really real people. In my estimation, almost. There are a few exceptions, but. And I think that is where some of the best comedy came, where you've got these ridiculous guys and you've got real people reacting to them.
I agree. I completely agree with that. That was an enjoyable part of the movie. And let's see. I'm trying to think of anything else. Oh, I was an interesting. Well, let me go back for a minute to what James said. Their characters, the insane, the mental patients. You're right. They weren't accurate. I mean, they were a little too functional to be
kind of like in What About Bob?
Yes, exactly. It wasn't. It was like, well, they were a little bit too productive, in my opinion, and too sensible. They knew they were insane. I don't think most insane individuals know they're insane. They did. Like, well, we gotta get less nuts, and we gotta find the doctor.
How many times did Michael Keaton tell other characters, "I'm an escaped mental patient"?
And Michael Keaton was kind of just playing Michael Keaton, wasn't he? And he didn't really. There wasn't much variation there, I think that the movie. He was the lead, but I don't think he was the funniest character by a long shot. He was interesting. He was obnoxious. But not the funniest. Trying to think of anything else of interest.
No, I think that covers it.
One last point of order I just thought of. This sounds ridiculous, but Peter Boyle in the movie was good. as God or as God complex.
We just need to see his butt.
Yeah, I could do without seeing Peter Boyle naked as a general rule. The guy's been bald for the last 40 years. I think if I ever get that bald, I'm shaving the donut. That's a side note, but I'm getting rid of it anyway.
He looks the same as the day. He looks the same as the day he played. What was it?
Young Frankenstein.
Yeah, yes, that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, he doesn't look. He can be 30
well,
or
actually,
60.
This movie was made in 1989. So
yeah. But still, he looked the same in Everyone's Raymond. That was more recent.
Yeah.
So
he's actually.
Yeah, he's ageless, but he's kind of like Telly Savalas in that the hair. He's never really had hair, but he doesn't really age. So yes. Anyway, thank you for so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Good night.